What do I have to do to make you die?
Hey, Daniel Kaiser for GameTrailers.com up here in Chicago, where I'm taking you behind the scenes at Midway so we could discuss the interactive environments of the highly anticipated title, Stranglehold.
Well, the initial goal to have interactive environments was taken directly from John's films. We watched them all and we've seen that in all of them. He just doesn't run into the room and start shooting. He tries to use the environment to his advantage.
When you look at the movies, John Woo's movies, Chow Yun Fat dives over stuff, he's running up things, he's leaning on them and things like that. And we wanted to make all that stuff really easy so the player could pull off these slides while shooting and diving at the same time.
One of the signature moves of Inspector Tequila, Chow Yun Fat, is to actually just kind of take advantage of whatever is in the environment around him. If he's near a banister, we want him to be able to jump on a banister. And we constructed the tech in such a way that we could actually mark up the world with whatever kind of interaction we want.
Early on, we developed an aesthetic, which was kind of a highlight that would show up on objects you could interact with. So it would only show up when you get close, and when you're facing the object, it will glow briefly and allow you to, with a single button, interact with it.
It was a really, really iterative process creating the interactive world that we wanted to create. What can we do? Really we learned through the process. Like, well, you have these banisters you could slide up. Okay, awesome. But then we started saying, well, how can we make them even more interactive with our massive beam technology? What if there's a pole that was standing upright, and if you shot it, it fell over, and then you could run up it? And we just kept iterating and finding new combinations and ways to make the world interact not just to bullets, but also to movement, and let's get around in the world in like new, interesting ways.
One of the big things John's known for is his stylistic action. We really wanted to pull that into the game and make it a big part of it. So how you kill enemies, how you take out the enemies, we rate you stylistically. So the cooler you do it, the more stars you get. You'll see stars that pop up on the left side of the screen. And these stars fill a meter in the bottom left that allows you to do these highly cinematic super moves that we call tequila bombs.
I think part of the empowering feeling is letting people kind of create their own gun ballet, where they can start a move and then they can chain it to another move. All while shooting in different directions.
We really wanted the player to feel like they were in a movie. And part of that is allowing them to interact with the environment how they see fit.
Because this is next gen, we wanted to have lots of objects in the environments to make it feel really realistic and have lots of things to destroy. But when you have a lot of objects, it tends to kind of clog it up and the players can get stuck on stuff. So what we did is we made him automatically interact with a lot of stuff like sliding over tables or sliding down banisters, which allows us to do both, have like very interactive, very interesting, very realistic environments, plus give the player that free-flowing experience.
We set out to create a world that's really dense, that's got a lot of objects in it, and because we're using a real physics engine, there's no real telling where those objects are going to end up.
One of our big overriding philosophies from the get-go was we wanted to make environments that you hadn't been to in a game a million times.
Well, level design started with an idea of cool environments.
When we started out to make the game, we looked at the spaces that we wanted to place the character in, and we thought, what would be a really interesting place to play in that you've never seen in a game before?
There's some really cool things, like in the Chicago Museum, there's dinosaurs, these brontosauruses, and when you shoot them, the tail falls down, then you can run up their back and leap off their heads and diving while taking out enemies. We did probably hundreds of iterations on each of the levels, and probably another 100 just tweaking out all the different interactions.
When you look at the game, you see things explode, you tend to think, wow, that's really pretty and it's really cool technology. But the more you play the game and the more you dig into and experiment with damaging things when guys are around them, there's almost a limitless number of ways that you can take these guys out. It's really cool.